We don't just train together, we're a family. And every one of us will fall. But someone here will be there to pick you up.
Let's go win worlds.
And help us remember that it's the getting up that counts. Together.
I mean, I think there was always an initial attraction between the two of them, even if both of them didn't want to admit that. But I think their relationship becomes more than fake dating when they start to be real with their feelings with each other, and not just about how they feel about each other, but also just with the kinds of things that they are starting to share. Once that becomes more than surface level, I think the feelings romantically get a little deeper as well.
Yeah, for me, like for Brayden, I think it was when he felt comfortable opening up with Adriana. I think that was kind of a stepping stone for him in terms of like, okay, like I feel comfortable enough to tell this girl what's going on in my life. And, that's a big thing for Brayden. I don't think he's ever done that before. And so when he finally does do that and she listens and she's gracious and just feels for him without, giving him a whole spiel, she just goes, I'm so sorry. And I think Brayden then is like, wow, this girl really understands me. She doesn't judge me for being the way I am.
I think there's a lot of ways it could go. Freddy is a pretty competitive guy, so I think it could give him a little bit of fuel on the ice. I think off the ice, though, I think it's pretty torturous. I think for a long time, Freddy doesn't really want to admit that he's still super in love with Adriana, but he definitely is. And I think it's a struggle to see her and Brayden together. I think the big challenge of it, though, beyond just, he loves her and it's hard, is he loves her and he wants her to be happy and he wants her to be competitive and he wants to respect the time and space that's come between them in the years since he left the house. So it's just a lot of like responsibilities and feelings that he has to balance. Twilight.
Ooh. I mean, with the comparisons to Jennifer Lawrence that I've been getting, I gotta go with Hunger Games.
Damn, I want to say the same, but I'll just go with Conrad and Jeremiah. Somewhere I Turn Pretty. I'm team Conrad. Yeah. Us straight hair boys got to stick together. You know what I mean?
I think I was definitely team Katniss, but I'm gonna say team PETA.
Edward. And I had this answer like locked and loaded there. So that is my mind. Team Edward.
I think for Brayden, there's a little bit of a sense of jealousy, and I don't think he's ever felt jealousy before. And you even see it in the later episodes when he's kind of pleading. I think jealousy is a really good one for him. He's always been the best. He always gets whatever he wants, and now he's not getting everything he wants, everything that he thinks he deserves and wants. And I think he's a little jealous.
I think with Adriana, I think for most of her life, she has thought there is like one right way to act, and she does whatever she can do to make sure she's acting in line with that. And I think specifically with her being in this love triangle, she has to come to terms with the fact that there is no right answer, and whatever she's going to do is going to hurt somebody else. But also, I think there is a version of herself that could be happy with either of these two men, and that she has to choose which version of herself she wants to be, and that's an active choice she has to make, and not something she just falls into as she has in other elements of her life.
Yeah, and I think for Freddy, I think it brings out some good qualities in him. I think he really feels responsible for people and their happiness that he cares for. So that certainly gets tested and comes through in his character. But I also think it's really, Freddy's got to come to terms with the fact that he really has to act on his feelings. And if he wants Adriana and he wants to build a life with her, he can't wait. He can't sit around and sort of just take it like he takes a lot of things in his life. He really needs to go out there and try to make things happen.
Needs to feel it.
Well, that's actually a good. He really does. He needs to honor his feelings. He needs to like not just push them down and live with them. Like he
Work
needs
them
to
up.
feel them. Yeah,
Get him up there.
yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
Oh, 100%. There's a magic out on that ice, you know. Maybe that's just coming from the Canadian side, but yeah. No, the ice is a special place. You even saw it in Happy Gilmore. You know, that's where he finds his love. Like, how are they not dealing with this earlier? This is crazy to me. Yeah, the ice is a special place.
I would also say I'm going to steal this answer from Jennifer Acapelli, the woman who wrote the book our show is based on. She talks about how I think romances are especially poignant in sports and in athlete stories, because typically these are people who have sacrificed so much in their lives to do one specific thing, and then someone comes along and changes everything for them. And so the stakes are so much higher for someone living in that world day in and day out than they would be for, you know, someone living a traditional life.
Yeah, and I was going to say something like along very similar lines, which is, I think when you like exist in this really competitive world, this super stressful world, the person that you choose to have by your side, or just end up with by your side even sometimes, like you get bonded through the experience of like dealing with everything together, and like the challenge of the sport, you're spending 10 hours a day with each other. Like there's a real like bond through challenge adversity thing that I think happens.
Yeah.
And especially with the element of ice dance in particular, where you are playing as though you were in love with this person on the ice.
Yeah.
You are living in that headspace for much of your days.
Yeah, totally.
For sure.
We did a lot of training. We had sort of varying levels of ice skating experience, from like basically none for me to a little bit more. It was like we didn't necessarily have to do a ton for the show because we have some incredibly talented doubles who handle a lot of it. But all three of us definitely were like, we really wanted to do everything we possibly could to sell these characters, to understand their physicality and the roles, to understand like the dedication to their craft, which we can't match in the time we have, but certainly we can like get a taste of it. And also just from like a practical filming perspective, being able to get on the ice, being able to be flexible for your directors and stuff so that they can use you in as many shots as they can and transition between your performance off the ice and the doubles performance on the ice. Yeah. Just like trying to give them as much to work with as possible.
100%. Yeah. And it was nice because they really let us gauge how much we wanted to do. And then I think they kind of regretted that later on when me and Maddie were just like, yeah, let's do everything. Let's go right now. Yeah. I'll pick her up. I don't care. You know, they're like, well, if you break Maddie's neck, we are done filming. So, yeah, we're going to get a double for that. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. But no, it was, yeah, we all came in pretty green, and it was really fun to like learn it together. Yeah. You know, yeah, I think that was a really nice bonding experience. Like the first time we really got to meet the entire cast was at like a friendly skate. So we went to the Toronto Maple Leafs practice arena, and we got to go out on the ice and skate and talk to each other and see how bad we all were and really bond over that. So
I fell directly in front of the health and safety officer immediately. Like the first thing I did was smash into them.
He ran over, he hopped the bench, like he's like full on Superman to the bench, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And all he's like laughing. Yeah, it was really funny.
Absolutely. I mean, even now, I think I consider myself a pretty competent skater, a pretty poor figure skater. But every time I'm on the ice, I have a helmet, face guard, elbow pads, guards, knee pads, like everything. I'm like, team, if I get hurt, we don't have jobs.
Yeah.
So we're taking the safety very seriously.
He's like, if she gets hurt, I'll play Adriana.
And I think you do great. I'd just do that. One episode where
stop with the rink stuff. You're hurting our fist. I got it down.
Yeah, you booked
that was perfect.
Booked it.